Okay, let's save. Let's return to the user list. Okay, and here we actually want to capture the state. So let's call it users. We'll utilize the relevant user store state date for users. Okay, now in the return, we can actually use a simple unordered list. Users map. Okay, and print in a simple list item. Let's say the first name. So user first name. Okay, let's put it in a paragraph for now. So it will be in white color. Okay, let's add another name. Okay, and it updates. Okay, so let's first of all space it out a bit. In the app, the row, for example. Okay, let's style the user component a bit. So I actually want to display the users in a table. Okay, so before we enter the array, I want to put it in a table. Okay, in the table, we'll give a class name of table. Okay, let's look at Bootstrap for tables and content. We have this whole part and that. Okay, so as you can see, we have the first name there. We have gathered a comprehensive set of personal information, which includes your full name, encompassing both first and last names, your email address for communication purposes, your telephone number to reach you directly, and the specific position you hold within the organization. This information is crucial for maintaining accurate records and ensuring effective communication. And we'll leave one more column for buttons. Okay, let's close the T-body here. Here we actually want rows of TR. Okay, so as you can clearly and easily notice, first and foremost, let's also take this class as table striped. Okay, and here instead of calling Lee, we will call the user item component. Okay, let's just check that it actually passed it up here. Inside the user item, we want to send the user. Okay, so let's go to the user item and arrange it. So first of all, here we also want the state. Okay, for a later stage, when we want to edit, we will need the use mutation from the React query. We will need it within the server we built. The specific location of this service can be found within the user service section, which is a part of the broader services department. This area is dedicated to handling various user-related services and operations, ensuring that all user needs are efficiently managed and addressed within the organizational structure. We have two functionalities there that we need, which are the delete user. That's the user worker. Additionally, we will of course need the store. So within the store, we will call the user store. And we will also need the user interface. So import, we can actually do it here. User. Okay. Let's first create an interface for the props. So the interface will be called user item props. And it essentially receives the user. In the user item function, we will again use React FC as a functional component. Okay, which receives the props, user item props. And inside, we will capture the user. Okay, so what we said is that we will create a table outside. Let's create a TR that receives a TD for the users, first name, and a TD for the user's last name. Another TD for the email. A mobile phone, which is a device used for communication, and a specific position or location are both essential in today's interconnected world. And one more empty TD for the buttons. Yes, let's see how it works. Okay, we've got it. Let's add another one. Developer adds a new user, and it is added. Okay, let's move on and reduce these fields a bit. In the app, instead of 4, 8, we'll set 3, 9. I just want to start with the delete. Okay, so let's add a delete button. So we'll add a button. Okay, double delete. We'll use the bootstrap class name btn danger and in red color. Let's try it small. Okay, and on click, we'll direct it to a function called handle delete. Let's create this function. So we actually want to create a function called handle delete. Okay, and we'll actually direct it to another function called delete user mutation and call it mutate. Okay, so first this function. Let's create it as const delete user mutation that uses use mutation. And it calls delete user on the server and sends it the user ID. Okay. After that, we also want to update the state. So in create on success, use user store, get state, and we'll also delete it from the state. Delete user with the user ID. Okay, delete user mutation. Excellent. Let's see exactly how it works carefully. Let's add a test user to delete. Email, phone, and position. Okay, add new user. Added text. Let's delete. Okay, so in the final step, we actually want to edit the user. Okay, I actually want to create some manipulation. Here to switch between the BIOS. Yes, to create two views, one for display, one for editing. So I want to start creating some state. Okay, we'll call it is edit view, and reset is edit view, and its default will be set to false. Okay, I'll add here a shorthand if with edit view set to true. We'll display this, and if not, we won't display it. Okay, so if it's not in edit mode, I want to show the regular line. Okay, and if it is in edit mode, I want to display this line, but as an edit. First of all, let's add a button. Okay, that essentially changes the state. Set is edit view, the opposite state of what it currently is. Okay, let's give it a yellow color. And write update on it. Okay, and here we will also want two buttons. One to save. Okay, let's give it a green color. The second one to cancel, go back. And it will also change the state. Yes, so basically what we are supposed to see is the same thing. When we click on update, it will actually switch the view, and then we can save or go back. Yes, let's just fix the save. Ah, and actually we want the state from the head user. Okay, meaning these. Add to user item. Okay, just that here they are not empty. They will receive the value from the state. So user first name, user last name. Please user do email. User mobile phone and user position. Okay. And here we actually want to replace the different paragraphs there with the fields themselves, meaning this. Okay? And the last name. The email. And phone. Phone. And the position. Now, because the inputs are actually connected to the state, we will see inside the components, the user's information. Okay? You touched on update, and we will see the details. And we will be able to expand. Okay? So let's handle the update in a moment. So let's start with the save button. Okay? We have a button just next to delete and simply another action. Right there, next to it, we'll add a type, submit, as we mentioned. Here too we'll create a technical disabled class success. It told us save, and we need to create a style form to wrap it. It's like before. All right, what I'm going to do now is close this specific item, and then I'll proceed to close that other item as well. This ensures that both tasks are completed efficiently, leaving nothing open or unattended. By doing so, we maintain order and ensure everything is properly managed. And create the functionality. So const, when we talk about the function handle submit, it's important to understand that we're treating it as if we're dealing with an event object, often referred to as E. This is similar to how we handle a React form element, which is a component in React, or an HTML form element, which is a standard form element in HTML. Both of these elements are crucial in managing form submissions effectively. Again, prevent default. This time we'll refer to the function called update. Mutation. Mutate will send the ID separately. User ID. Okay, as we promised it in the call, and the data inside objects is update. So we have the first name, last name, female, phone, device, and reposition name. Okay. So let's just handle the mutation. So we have a variable. We said we'll call it update mutation equals use mutations. And it essentially receives an ID and also an update object, essentially, basically, of course, so ID is just of type string. Okay. Type string. The update will be available soon. A partial standing with user ID. We'll call the function update user, to which we'll send the ID in the update. When the operation completes successfully, the onSuccess event is triggered. We'll also update the state, so use user store get state a second time to produce the user of the store, which also receives user ID, and also the details. Last name, email, phone, and position. Okay. Now we can also, to close the edit view, you need to ensure that the edit mode is turned off by setting his edit view to false. Once you have done that, confirm that everything is set correctly. Okay. It seems fine. Let's know. Here, it sounds like a slightly different approach to update the approach. We won't use the form. Okay. We will want actually to use the classic use state. Okay. So instead of using onSubmit, we'll simply call this function. So instead of type submit, we'll call it onClick. And it will do exactly the same thing. Let's check. So update, capture, back. Let's fix this. Eli, 2 words, and a total. Huh? Okay. And we'll save, okay? And the details have been updated. And voila, everything works. And this is how you do global styling using the one that is tinted. Only makes Poirier with strip tape. Thank you very much.